So this brings us to your soul lifetimes. We have spoken a little about who you are today, or what your learning curve might be right now. But your soul lifetimes, this is a time on earth, and this is why the multidimensionality is so apparent and possible, where you are bringing back more aspects from other lifetimes than previously possible. What this means is, if you were to go back, let's say, 6 or 7 incarnations on Earth, for most of you, you would have been having far more one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or even three-dimensional lifetimes. Your life themes, your life possibilities might have been 1, 2, or 3. You might have been coming back to learn trust and how to love others. And your lessons and your gifts would often be around those 2 areas. This time, many of you have anything from 9 to as many as 90 that you could go through. And we are just giving you a vague number. We are not trying to pinpoint numbers exactly, for your sense of numbers is different to ours. You see a number as a fixed thing, whereas for us, let's say 8 could be 88 or 888, meaning if you look deeply into 8 things that you are seeing on a human life, we could see the multidimensional energy of each of those things, meaning we can see beyond the fixed viewpoint you might have as a human being. Just as when we look at a human being, we do not see someone called Peter. We see someone called Peter who had XYZ names in the past and has had a whole series of lifetimes and learnings and lessons. We see the whole of the soul. We also see what that soul is now playing on earth, what role and what body that this soul has chosen to be poured into for this incarnation. So our point is, you are always far more than you think you are, but in this period of human history, you are bringing back your multidimensionality at an all new level. So what does this mean? You should be birthing new parts of yourself all of the time. That is part of your life, part of your growth. And if you are a human who is in touch with their soul and open to living and growing through your soul, which we know that all of you are in theory, even though some of you are a little more stuck with certain areas of healing that you are in right now, to fully let that flow through you. But your time will come. You just keep going, and you will see that the road continues to keep opening up as you heal more and more and more. Why we bring this to your attention and why it is important to understand is part of your fear of creating change is not about the change itself or about your human beliefs or identities, even though it may seem that way. So let's say you want to have a happy career and you have no one around you that has truly modeled having a truly happy career, and you have been in jobs that you're grateful for and have seen that you've served in, but it doesn't really feel like your life purpose. You're seeing that in that very singular way. You're looking at that with an intent that you would like to manifest this, and so you are seeing it through your human self, your human eyes, all of the areas that you might need to heal, open up in order to have a happy career, and that is good. But what we will tell you is, beyond that happy career, you just continue to grow and you continue to come to your infinite self as a soul more and more on earth. It doesn't mean you stop playing the human game in some way. You will always play the human game as long as you're in a human body, but you will become less identified with the human game the more time goes on. And for many of you, that is terrifying. So it should be. If you think about it, it has kept you safe to play the human game, to keep the blinkers on, to align with what is quote-unquote normal on earth. But like we have said to you, there is no normal. It's changing all the time. You're creating it all the time. So it is wonderful to have comfortable patterns that support your life. It is wonderful to have comforts and routines that help you feel stable on earth. That is part of the beauty of being a human. That is part of the joy that you get to have as a human being, that you get to have these patterns and behaviors and habits that make you feel safe, connected, grounded. But within that, you are also designed to perform and to bring reform and change. So the part of you that is often scared to change is not actually scared to change that thing you are focused on. You are actually more scared than anything of allowing your soul to re-enter your body at a bigger level than ever before in any lifetime. For here, at this time on earth, you will have a human experience like no other you have ever had as a human being. So your memory as a soul of being human before is not even helpful in this life in its entirety, for you are creating something completely different. You are living at a frequency that is very different, and that is what you are being called forward into. So just as there can be a fear right before death, if you have not made peace with the idea of death, there can be a fear right before change. If you have not made peace with the enormity of allowing yourself to become an activated multidimensional soul living on the earth. It doesn't happen overnight, but changes compound, and every small change you make that is soul-led, that is intuited, that comes from an inner desire in you that you cannot fully explain or perhaps even understand in this moment, but whenever you think about walking toward that thing, something inside your body vibrates or lights up. And you don't know how you're going to get there, or how it's going to look, or you don't know how these obstacles in your way are going to move out the way so that you can create this, but you feel it. You feel it. That is your soul light talking to you. And the reason it's scary to enact those soul changes is not just because of the human reasons you might notice. No one in your group supports you. Everyone thinks you're crazy wanting to do this. Everyone thinks your goals and ambitions are unrealistic, so you're doing it without support, and that's scary. No, it's more than that. It's that with each incremental change, you are becoming more and more a light body on the earth. And by the end of your human lifetime, your ability to be a light body in human form is going to be extraordinary in ways that you will not have experienced in any other human life. Even those of you who've had very spiritual or enlightened lifetimes, the frequency in this 50 years is very different. So when you think you are scared about the change in front of you that you want to manifest, it will help you to widen your view as you walk towards creating this change, and remember, this change, this single change will bring more light into my life and into my body, and that is a little unnerving to me, to my human identity, my human mind, my human programming, and my ancestral programming, the norm. You, dear souls, are here to change the norm. And that will start with yourselves. It can only start with yourselves. For you are here as soul activators. You are here to activate your own soul, and you are here to help activate the soul of others on the planet. And there will be many who will help you achieve that, who will help you activate yourself, who will bring that light to you. And being part of that wave and that change will help you feel more connected to your life on earth than ever before or than you ever thought possible.